My chat with Mrs. Tolulope Onolaja reveals the achievements made so far and the plans ahead for the real estate firm. Let's begin with areas where your corporate social responsibility initiatives are most visible.
We have three basic areas where we focus on as a brand. So it's in the area of education, in the areas of community development, and widows empowerment. We actually picked out these three sectors because, of course, for you to be able to make a lot of impact, it's better you choose an area where you focus so you're able to do a lot. I'm someone who passionately loves women. I just think I had this inspiration to help women who lose their husbands, maybe at a tender age, and they're not able to, help their children go through school and all. So that was what actually pushed us towards the areas of widows. And for education, I have a background in education. I had a first degree in education, and seeing a lot that happens in the educational sector in Nigeria, I feel that for me, having that background, I need to make my own impact in our own little way in the sector. And for community development, we want to be able to influence everywhere we go to as a brand. We want to be able to make an impact. We want people to be able to know us as adding value or being an advantage for our business being in that environment.
Well, which brings me to my next question. You actually talked about your experience in the education sector, inspiring your wanting to give back to the society and improving that sector. So share with us some of those projects that you have done to be able to achieve that.
Okay, one of the things we've done, and the major thing we've done, is to build a full-fledged school owned entirely from head to toe by CBOF. CBOF is the brand of, of the business that we use for our corporate social responsibility. It's called the Chris Bamidele Onolaja Foundation. So the school is owned. It's called Toda Nursery and Primary School. It's located in Ikorodu. That's Agbede area of Ikorodu, where we have a school that's from nursery 1 to primary 6. So it's a full-fledged private school, but it's fully free, meaning that from tuition to books and everything is being funded solely by our brand in partnership with the CBOF Foundation that we use to collaborate it. And then the school has made a lot of impact because in that particular axis, the closest government school in that axis is about an hour from that region. So we citing the school there was an answer to a lot, of people in that area's prayers. And, looking at the private school, fully furnished, there's nothing that we don't have in the school. We have the sick bay, we have the library, we have the computer room, we have everything that you see. And then it was too good to be real. When we started and they said it was going to be free, they felt, oh, are you sure these people are not up to something? How can you build this kind of a place and you say you want it to be free? And, they started calling themselves, because when they came, and they found out that nobody has asked them to pay anything. And they were like, it's for real. And, it's 2 years now. And so everybody in the community has come to, accept that, yes, we are there to impact lives. And they keep, of course, we have limited number of people we can take in each classroom. So we have our full capacity now. So what we're planning to do, we have future plans to expand. And I think we'll talk about that as we go on.
Earlier on, you talked about your interest in widows, people who lost their husbands at a very early stage. Tell us what you are actually doing to make sure you put smiles on the faces of these people.
Yes, as a brand, we actually have done quite a number of things for the widows. We started last year. Last year, we were able to empower 10 of them. We actually picked them up from, some of them were living in slums, and that was the first time I knew that with as little as 100, 200,000, you can actually transform someone's life. Because I saw a massive transformation with these women. And so some of them started to do a trade. We first of all called them for an interview to find out what they do at the moment, what they were planning to do. So some told us they could sew, and what they just needed was a sewing machine to be able to sew and make clothes and whipping machines and all, which we did. But for those who already have existing trade, apart from the monetary aspect of helping them to start up. And then we had some who says, oh, I just want to get a little store that I'll put up things I can buy in the market, food stores and all, and sell. But this year, we moved it forward to 40 widows. So this year we had 40 widows that we empowered financially. So we gave those 40 widows money to set up something for themselves to start up life with. And in fact, it was really a touching moment.
You also take health matters seriously. Share some of those projects that you have done, medical outreach to help communities around you in that area.
Okay, so what we did was, we have a school, like I said, in Ikorodu, in Agbede area. So what we did was to get 500, they have a lot of elderly people live around there. So we got a lot of elderly people who could not afford good health care. So we got about a team of 8 doctors who went there to do free checkup for them. They did BP checks, they did malaria drugs. There were a lot of drugs, especially for, blood sugar and all of this, just to, ensure that at least they were fit. And some of them were giving medical counsel and all. And it was really a wonderful program. And, they were just filled with appreciation for someone remembering them to come over there and, give back, to them as regards their health. For every place where we do our business, we want to be able to impact lives there. We want to be able to make meaningful impact on people that live around those areas. So far, so good. We currently operate in 5 different locations. We have business in Lagos, in Ikeja, and on the island, Lekki, and then most of our estates are concentrated around Ibeju-Lekki. So what we did, like during the COVID pandemic, earlier this year, we picked out 5 communities where we have our estates. We went there, we gave back, in large drums, in trailer loads, of food stuff, and the people felt, so a brand could remember them in the pandemic, and, they were so grateful. So we went to the Palace of the Ballets. So some had to drop at the Palace, some had to go to the Palace Square, and then they had the people come out and receive those things. And then another thing we did in Ibeju-Lekki as well was to go to schools. So like I said, we're passionate about schools. So we went to some schools, around 5 schools and the community. We gave them school bags and exercise books for all the students in those schools. And then of course, we also did not do that only in Ibeju-Lekki. We also moved it to Oyo State. We actually have our office in Ibadan, in Ring Road in Ibadan. So we have 2 estates as at then. We're operating from Elebu, and Olodo community. So we took also palliatives, the same way we took to Lagos, we took there. And then of course, people also came to our office because we found out that as the trailer was offloading the food items, some people actually slept at the door of our office. It was really a touching moment. So we had to reach out to those who live around our office area in Ibadan. We also take security very serious. We know that lives are very important, and the protection of lives and property is key to us as a brand. So speaking to some communities as well who spoke to us that they had security challenge. So we took it up as a brand to actually build a full-fledged police station, almost completed right now for that particular community.
How does it feel knowing that you can put smiles on the faces of people that you do not even know?
I get so emotional and I get so fulfilled. RevolutionPlus is known for affordable housing. Like people will ask me, why do you target, we noticed that you target towards affordable housing, the medium and low income earn. And MD will say something, they will say, my dream is not to have someone who lives in Ikoyi. That's why I don't do my projects in Ikoyi. My vision is to reach out to that Okada rider, to that woman who sells things on the street, who never thought he could own a property. And so our greatest joy is to see them become landlords, is to make them landlords. They buy lands from us, they build their house little by little. And that's one of our greatest moments. Another thing RevolutionPlus is known for, we identify a lot with festive period. I know people who over the years, they say, it's your Christmas rice that we take every year, your groundnut oil, your chicken. In fact, they practically wait. You see them waiting for those promos because they know we never fail. So ranging from Christmas promo to Valentine promo, we identify with couples, we give gifts. Then go to Ramadan promo where we identify, we give them provisions, to celebrate and break their fast with. Then go to Ileya promo where we give them rams and rice. So all around the year, we have something we're giving out. So you see a lot of joy in the hearts of people. And then the most inspiring of all and the most touching moment was what we do when it comes to realtors. So we have a number of young people who sell real estate for us. And, they live and sustain their families with these commissions that they earn from the sales. There was a particular woman who, in her life, she said, someone just introduced her to say, come and sell real estate. And she felt, will they ever be truthful to pay the commissions they say they will pay? Then she was having a lot of problems that she had to shut down her mini business she was doing because she didn't have capital and all. Then she woke up that morning, she woke up to the alert. She came out during one of our award ceremony to share that, we didn't know, we pay people daily. It's not everybody that will come back to tell you how, this thing has transformed their life. That also encourages us and, keeps us going. There are some things you do, and even when you want to be discouraged, when you look at lives you're touching, it keeps on encouraging you to do more.
How do you hope to expand your corporate social responsibility initiatives and giving back to the society?
Okay, so we have a lot of plans for 2021, and actually we've already started that. The first thing we want to be doing in 2021 is actually to empower 500 widows. I remember that I talked about last year when we were doing this year, we did 40, and I remember saying that we'll go from 500 to 1,000 widows, and all the widows there were like, amen and amen. I was like, it's a done deal because God already sealed it when we said it. So what we want to do this year is to get them to start learning the trade from January. So we want them to start off early. So we get some of them to go learn hairdressing. So it's going to be out on the internet. We're going to publish it out because having to gather 500 people, we may not be able to know 500 widows. So we need to push the word out there that we need to get widows. We want to train some of them on how to sew. So we get them, we pay for them to go learn. And then once they are graduating, we present them with some dryers. We just want to set them up economically. Some will get grinding machines to start. They can get spaces in the market, for them to start grinding. So we just want to empower 500 widows. And then, of course, we also have plans to, the school we have currently is just a primary school. Like I said, it's just from nursery 1 to primary 6. So what we want to do now is to get at least an acre of land in the Ikorodu, just close by. Work has started going on. We want to do a full-fledged secondary school. So we want to have from JSS1 to SS3. So we want to take it in each further by providing a full-fledged, so we can take children from nursery school up until they get to secondary school. So that's one of the things we want to do in 2021. And of course, RevolutionPlus has grown. We have 5 branches currently. We have in Lagos, the head office in Ikeja. We have in Lekki. We have in Abuja. We have in Ogun State, Abeokuta. Then we have an Ibadan regional office in Oyo State. So what we want to do is to ensure that wherever our lands or our houses are located, we want to impact our community. So we're working hand in hand with all our staff, our branch heads in all those branches. They are visiting the communities to come up with viable projects that we can do in those communities. So we want to ensure that at the end of 2021, for everywhere that RevolutionPlus is present, our presence is being felt in those communities. There should be something that each of those communities should benefit from the brand. So those are some of the few plans we have for 2021 as a brand.
When we return on Kaleidoscope, we'll turn our attention to the environment. Stay with us.